Well, we continue our coverage ahead of tonight's presidential debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump.
And that debate will air right here on ABC at 9 o'clock tonight. And we have team coverage in Philadelphia. Eyewitness News anchor Tanya Rivero in the spin room. Mike Marza at the National Constitution Center.
Mike.
Lauren and David, great to have you in as we are now in the afternoon on debate day, and we're counting down. We talk so much about what we expect from these candidates, but this is a huge night for this country, and it happens to be playing out right here at the National Constitution Center in the city they call the birthplace of America. ABC's Terry Moran is here on site. Great to see you, Mike. Terry. So we were talking about this situation tonight. How do you place this historically? Because I feel like in today's ADD world of scrolling and surfing, we're kind of getting lost in the fact this is a huge moment in American history.
It is. It's huge. And history tends to remember debates, right? Often. Decisive moments. Nixon perspiring with John F. Kennedy. That was decisive in that election. A lot of people think. Reagan making a joke about his age. Joe Biden collapsing in the first answer just a couple of months ago. So a lot at stake. And part of this history, Donald Trump is now for the third time the nominee for president of the Republican Party. That's only happened with FDR and Grover Cleveland before. And so this is, it's all at stake, and it is this historic moment.
And it is remarkable. This is his 7th presidential debate. For Vice President Harris, it's her first. How does she handle it?
Well, it's a job interview in some ways. So that's the way a lot of the audience is going to look at it. What's she made of? What's she got? What are her values? You know, how does she push back when she's pushed? What kind of strengths does she have? And on Trump's side, they're going to wonder, okay, is he going to be kind of the wild Donald Trump that we saw in the first debate 4 years ago, where a lot of his staff thought if he had just been half as wild against Joe Biden, he would have won that election. This stage is very, very intimate, and so they'll be close to each other, might lead to a more productive debate.
And we were talking about this. We've both been inside. It is intimate. It's hard to convey that on television because the cameras make it seem so much bigger. It's a small space. It's a quiet space. No audience. It will just be David and Lindsay and former President Trump and Vice President Harris. How do you think the optics of all of it will play out, and how will just the intimate feel play a role in the theme of the night?
Well, hopefully it'll result in a more productive conversation because it is so small. On the other hand, each candidate goes in there with objectives to accomplish, right? And there's also the X factor of the physicality, right? They're almost as close in there as we are right now. And he is a foot taller than she is. He deploys that as he did against Hillary Clinton. And I think people will want to know essentially what she's made of, what kind of leader she can be, you know, when matched against such an experienced debater, a big man, somebody who's a tough guy by his own image. And I think it's a moment of truth for her in those encounters.
And then finally, so much has been made about her prosecutorial background. We've seen previous debates where she's really hit some targets. Wasn't really able to capture the energy following that. What does she have to do tonight as we are now 2 months away from Election Day?
Well, there's a tremendous amount of curiosity about her because she's vice president. People don't really know who she is, and she kind of was riding the vibes for a while after the convention. People now want to know who she is. And so she's got to do that. And on that prosecutorial background, she's got to parry the various accusations that Trump has, and she needs a moment where she can pin him down like a witness, where with just minimal effort she can say this is who this man is to the public watching. And everything is riding on it for both of them.
Yeah, we saw that recent poll where almost a third of likely voters say they want to know more about the vice president. She has an opportunity tonight. Terry Moran, great to get your perspective as always. We'll be watching closely here in Philadelphia. Thank you. Well, following the action at the debate, of course, a lot of the representatives from the campaigns will be trying to tell you who won the debate. And it's called the Spin Room. Let's go to Eyewitness News anchor Tanya Rivero. She's just about a half a mile away or so at the convention center that has now been transformed into this Spin Room. This is a big deal for the city. What are you seeing so far as they welcome in yet another historical night in the city of Philadelphia?
Yeah, that's right. But first, I just want to point out, Mike, as intimate as that debate stage is, this spin room couldn't be further from that. It is an enormous cavernous space. We're looking forward to everyone coming through here later today. But, you know, as you pointed out, staging the debate in Philadelphia is symbolic for several reasons, but primarily it's a showdown in a state that could not be more consequential.
It's the best city in the world. It'll be
Philadelphians are proud of their historic city with iconic landmarks like the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, and the Rocky Balboa statue.
Center stage. People want to be here. It's a wonderful city.
And they're pleased the birthplace of the Constitution is hosting the 2024 presidential debate.
It's amazing. I think it's very important. It will help drive revenue for the city, but also it shows how important the city of Philadelphia and the state of Pennsylvania is in this election.
Indeed, it is one of a few states that could decide the election. In 2016, Trump barely won Pennsylvania's 20 electoral votes. In 2020, Philly and Pittsburgh helped the state narrowly flip for Biden. So we decided to head to Reading Market Terminal to try some of Philly's famous eats and get some local flavor on the debate. At famous 4th Street Cookies, Isaiah's been baking all day, prepping for the debate crowds.
The debate's going to be like 5th Street, so everybody migrates here, especially because it's a lot of food in here, so we definitely are expecting a lot of people.
He's confident his hometown will vote blue as usual, but concedes the state is still up for grabs.
Because, you know, you have Philadelphia, but everything outside of Philadelphia might be a little different. So, I don't know, it might be a close one.
Can we ask who you're voting for?
Kamala Harris.
We are a very liberal city, and I do stand with those values, but I think it's always important to give both candidates a shot and see what they have to say.
But red or blue, everyone's gotta eat, and when in Philly, better make that a cheesesteak. Here at DH Steaks, Renee, the cook, is from Mexico. And a master at the grill.
Look at this Philly cheesesteak. It's enormous. It smells delicious. I can't wait to dig in. Let's see. That's pretty darn tasty. I think it's going to take me about a month to put this one down, but I'm doing it. This is a really good cheesesteak. All right, the food here in Philly is next level, but the candidates clearly have other things on their minds, like razor-thin margins. Trump took Pennsylvania in 2016 by just over 44,000 votes. That is fewer than 1% of all the voters here in Pennsylvania. 4 years ago, Biden took it by just over 1% of voters. So it is clear for these candidates in this town, in this state, the stakes could not be higher. In the spin room, Tanya Rivero, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Mike, back to you.
Tanya, it's going to take about a month to finish the sandwich. We only have 2 months until the election, so we better get to work. Nice job. You mentioned Pennsylvania, such a key state. Such a key state, Tanya, thank you. Such a key state in this whole thing. One of 7 key battleground states. And again, 19 electoral votes up for grabs. Both campaigns really are looking forward to not only winning tonight, but also winning those 19 electoral votes. We'll see how it all plays out right behind me in now about 8 hours. We'll send it back into the studio, Neil.
Kind of wishing that we had some cheesesteaks so we could eat and watch the debate. Thanks so much, Mike. Mike, Tanya, and Sade Badarinwa will continue to bring us live coverage from Philadelphia throughout the day. And ABC News' coverage of the debate begins tonight at 8. The debate starts at 9, and that's followed, of course, by Eyewitness News at 11.